Now, what I come to talk to you about was personal safety. And personal safety is very important because if you realize it or not, you're in the service industry. And anybody in the service industry gets tips. I don't care if you're a pizza driver, waitress, beautician, nail tech, whatever you are, you're going to get tips. Everybody knows you got money on you. They know you carry cash with you all the time. They don't know how much, but they do know you got cash on you. So you make extra prime targets. And the other bad situation is most of the salons today want to be in strip malls or in regular malls where they get the foot traffic to build their salons up. Well, that's great, except for when you're in an environment like that, they want you to park in the boondocks and let all the close parking for paying customers. Any of you experience that working while you're going through school? Where you got to park way out in the boondocks and stuff? And that happens a lot. She says the other thing is, once you get out of school, get into salons, you're going to end up some nights having to close by yourself. And when that happens, she says if you're at a salon or at a mall or a strip mall, before the last person leaves the salon, tell them, wait a minute, I'm going to go get my car and bring it as close as you can get to the door you're going to leave from. So when you get off work, you can hit your car in a hurry and get out of there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
She says, walking, midnight or 10 o'clock at night in the mall with everybody gone, you walk clear across the parking lot, get into your car, that's a pretty scary situation. So don't ever put yourself in that kind of situation if you don't need to. And she said that would be a big help to you. The other thing is, always have a weapon of some kind in the salon with you. We always figure salons are, trouble-free. But there's relationships goes on in the salons that she's had people, boyfriends, husbands, bust into the salon, gonna kick their female's tail or whatever, because of something happened the night before. You don't know what's going to come in that salon or what kind of problem you may face. So she recommended all of her girls carry some kind of a weapon and keep it in by her workstation so if she needed it, she can protect herself and stay safe. Does that make sense to everybody? But how many of you here have ever felt like you've been followed while you're out shopping? A bunch of you. If you feel like you're being followed when you're shopping, what I would recommend is go to a clerk or a store manager or a security guard, depending on where you're at. Say, hey, look, I don't know why, but every time I turn around, that person's in my face or too close. I'm getting uncomfortable. Can you make sure you keep an eye on them? And when I leave here, can I get somebody to go with me out to my car and make sure I get to my car safe? If you ask for help, you'll get it. If you don't ask for help, you're on your own. But most of us in our society today feel, I don't want to bother anybody, I just do it myself. But when it comes to your safety, that's not the choice to make. Take all the help you can get to stay safe. Does that make sense? Now, where a lot of problems happen at is what they call key-related. Going to your cars or leaving home, work, school, shopping, church, going out at night, things like that. When you leave the buildings, that's when a lot of crime happens at. And all of you carry a set of keys, am I right? Okay, the reason I'm asking you that, if you don't have any other weapon, you can take a normal set of keys and just thread a couple of them through your fingers like this. And you can either punch hard for the face and stick them, or you can take them with the teeth down and rake them across the eyes, face, and neck area. You'll get them to back off, give you a little time to run so you can get out of there. I highly recommend you have another weapon, but if you don't have anything with you, at least you can use your keys to protect yourself. Does that make sense? But when you leave the buildings, and now it's not daylight savings time, it's daylight savings time, but it's not going to be very much longer, you're going to leave here in the dark. And when you start leaving in the dark, a lot of weird things happen more in dark than they do in the daylight. Not saying in the daylight you're safe, but I'm saying that more likely something will happen in the darker time than it will in the daylight. What I recommend is instead of racing up to your car, when you open the door to leave the buildings, look around the area, scan it, make sure it's clear. You see a problem out there, go back in, get help, If you need to call the police and get somebody to come out there and take care of a problem, fine. But don't head out into a problem if there's no need to. Does that make sense? When you do head out to your cars, pay attention to what's going on around you. Watch both ways everywhere you go. You get about 20 feet from your car or 30 feet, take a glance underneath it, make sure nobody's laying under your cars. In the big cities, we've been doing this for years. They target women from work or from home. You go shopping, they follow you. You get out of your car, you do your shopping. They get out of their car, they land underneath yours. When you get back to your car, they're trying to do one of two things. They'll either reach out and grab your ankles and jerk your feet off, knocking you down, or they'll take a knife or a straight razor and try to slash your ankles, taking out your Achilles tendon. If they do that, down you go. They can be out on that car, taking your money, your jewelry, whatever they want, and then they're gonna like a thief in the night. So be real careful. You can see 20, 30 feet away. If you see somebody into your car, I don't want you saying, hey, that's my car, get out of there. Call the police, let them get them off under the car. Don't try to handle it yourself. It's a problem that you don't need to handle and end up in a bigger problem. When you get to your car, I always recommend you check your back seat. Nothing worse than getting in the car and have somebody come over the back, get you pinned in the car, and you can't get out. You're trapped in there. And we don't want that to happen to any of you. So check your back seat before you get in your cars. When you get in your cars, before you even put your purse down, lock the doors. Y'all got remotes, right, to open your car doors? I don't know about why they don't let the keys. But my daughter, she gets so mad at me. Why don't you drive your other car? I said, well, I like my old Jeep. So I drive my old Jeep, and it's still got the keys, not my other one has the remote. But anyway, got to be extra alert. So when you get in your car, lock those doors, and when you got the remotes, if you're by yourself, only hit it once and unlock just the driver's door. Don't hit it twice and have all the doors open. The problem is if you do that, there's a good chance by the time you get in the car, you have somebody on the other side with you, and you don't want that happening. So make sure you only open the driver's door when you're doing it. If any of you ever felt like you've been followed when you're driving, okay, that happens a lot. What I recommend, if you're in town, go and make a complete block. Make 4 right turns. They're still behind you at the end of 4 right turns. There's no doubt they're following you. Does that make sense? So don't try to race home and get in the house before they get to you. Even if you're lucky enough to do that, now they know where you live. They can target you anytime they want to. So don't ever race for your house. Call a fire station, police station, something like that. Say, hey, look, I just GPS your location. I'm in a green Toyota and I'm on my way over there. My GPS, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Can you have somebody out front? I got somebody following me and I'm scared. I need help. Will you have somebody outside waiting for me? And you'll have somebody waiting for you when you get there so you don't end up with a problem. I had one lady who was talking to a couple weeks ago that was on the highway and this trucker kept trying to wave her over. She wouldn't pull over, so he tried to edge her over with his truck. And she said she panicked. She hit the gas and went as fast as she could, got ahead of him, called 911. First thing they asked her was, well, what highway are you on? She told them. Well, what mile mark are you at? She told them. Well, if you'll go to exit number such and such and get off there, I'll have a police car sitting there waiting for you to make sure you're safe. She did exactly what they told her. She pulled off, the police car was sitting there, but the trucker pulled off right behind her. He ended up getting arrested. But she was safe because she took time to get help. Does that make sense? Your safety is more important than bothering somebody to get help. I just honestly believe that I think a lot of us feel that, geez, I'll handle it myself. I don't want to bother anybody, Bother anybody you can to get help when for your safety. Now, when we opened up the business in 1992, we thought crime was bad. And at that time, it was bad. But in comparison today, we had a picnic compared to what you had. We could let our kids go to the park by themselves, and ride their bikes anywhere around, and not have to worry about them. Now you don't dare let your kids out of your sight, let alone off a leash almost, like the dogs, to keep them close enough that you can protect them. How many of you have kids? Yeah, are they at the age where you buck them in, or,
Mine's 2.
okay, you got a bunch of years. So. I should have put that on silent before I started. Okay. Anyway, the reason I'm asking that is kids can be a lot of help to you or a lot of hindrance to you, one of the two. If you're at home and you teach your kids, honey, I don't care who comes to that door, you kids don't answer it. You let mom or dad make the decision who gets in the house, you're gonna find your home will stay a lot safer. I've had women tell me that they've been in the bedroom getting ready to go to work, and all of a sudden somebody stranger shows up in the bedroom. Well, how'd you get in here? Oh, your daughter just let me in. Or your son. So teach the kids not to let them in. When you're out shopping, you be out shopping, and your kids can be so much help to you. You're out there getting whatever you need. Your mind's on what you're shopping for. Their mind is just all over. They're just paying attention to everything going on, and you don't slip nothing past kids. They pick up everything that you do. So you can, the kids can be a washout for you. Mom, that person been around us too close, too long. Maybe, you better get some help. Or going out to your car, they can watch different directions for you. But when you get the car and you gotta buckle them in, that's a scary situation because your back's turned and you have no way to protect yourself or anything else at that point. What I recommend, especially with the 2-year-old and on up, the 1.5 on up, you can teach your kids, honey, I'm gonna squat as low as I can, and when I'm bucking you up, you look over my head. If you see somebody coming, you slap me, pat at me, or whatever, so I can turn around and protect us. Does that make sense? And your kids can be a big, big help to you to keep you from being a victim. Does that make sense? So the other thing I always get questions on, I want to mention, have any of you ever thought about what you might do if you've ever caught from behind by an attacker? Is that ever in your mind at all? How tall are you?
5 foot.
Can I get you to be my helper?
Sure.
I need somebody who's not really tall. I'm a midget myself, so. I didn't have a chance. My mother was 4'11", my dad was 5'2", so I was a giant, but not really. First of all, we're not gonna hurt each other, okay?
Okay.
I'm worried about me, not you. A lot of times when we stand there, a guy come up behind her, grab her like this, start choking on her. One of the things you might not think about doing, let her head go forward, bring her back quick. Good one. You can get their attention, you may even believe their nose, but you can get their attention and get out of there. Thing you might not think about is this. If I've got her like this, and she can turn her head into the elbow, it sounds silly. But if she keeps that head straight, all the pressure will be applied to her windpipe, and she can black out in a short time. She gets that head turned, her windpipe's over here in the crease of his arm, it's got protection around it, and she can breathe while she tries to get out of it. Does that make sense? The other thing I want to show you, if I got her like this, and she's taking her right hand, reach across, she can grab a thumb or finger, jerk them the other way, and you can break a guy's thumb or finger. Give you time to run, scream, and get out of there. The elbow is the most powerful bone you got as far as defense. You can use it upwards, downward, or any way you can. Lay that elbow as your weapon to use for getting out of a bad situation. You notice she has the hand free though? She could reach back and get a whole handful of those fruits God gave him. Sink those nails in acrylics and all. I guarantee you got his undivided attention. At that point, I think about orange juice. Just start squeezing and crunching. And I'll guarantee you they're going down and you're going to be out of there without being a victim. Does that make sense? And a small lady can stomp on a man's foot, break it pretty easy. Big woman, she might cripple her for life, but that's okay too. Yeah, no business having his hands on her. Does that make sense? And you're okay? We didn't hurt each other. Okay, there you go. Give her a hand. Does that give you some ideas you may not have thought about? Yeah. Good. Okay, the other thing I want to mention to you, Are most of you here familiar with or seen the movie Sound of Freedom?
Yeah.
Anybody not know what it's about? You don't know what it's about? Okay, anybody else? Okay, Sound of Freedom is about I lost my train of thought. But anyway, the Sound of Freedom is about people being
Human trafficking.
human trafficking. Boy, thank you. Man, my mind went blank for a second. That goes happen to me at my age all the time. But anyway,
You're still thinking about what if I grabbed your fruit. You're still thinking about what if I grabbed your fruit.
yeah, I'm still thinking about that.
It's worrisome.
Yeah, that's where the gray hair comes from. But anyway, human trafficking is, there's 200 and some countries in the world. Out of all of those countries, the number one human trafficking nation in the entire world is the United States of America. That's sick when you stop and think about, well, how our country's deteriorated from people walking the streets and the kids playing in the parks and all that by themselves. You can't do that no more. It's just not have kids. They're not gonna be around very long. So it's a really terrible situation you're facing in 1992 when I opened the company up. We didn't have those kind of problems. We had the regular problems everybody else has, but we didn't have that problem. The other big problem you got that we never dreamed it could ever happen, and I still don't know why it's happening, random shootings. They're doing it at the rate of better than 2 a day. There's over 2,500 in the last 3 years of mass shootings in America. You know, nobody's safe in America anymore, the way things are going. So that's one of the reasons I really feel strong about what I do. I want to keep everybody safe as possible. Now, you still have your other problems, like when we were coming up, you still have your sexual assaults, you have your break-ins, your carjackings, house break-ins, all the rest of that we had. Plus, you got stuff that we didn't even know would never even dreamed could happen in America. So you got a hard road to hoe. And I honestly do believe every man and every woman in America should be carrying something with them to protect themselves at all times. Did I show you the keys?
Yes.
Okay. If they have nothing else, at least that could be something. But I'm going to go through all of our products, tell you what they are, how they work, what the cost is. And if you are interested, at the end of the meeting, we do take debit cards, credit cards, Cash App, all the different apps I think I can get by with them. And also, we do take cash itself. But I want to go through all the products and show you what we got going. First item I want to show you is our Goodbye Kitties. And these work like your keys. You put your fingers through the eye holes, and you can either punch hard for the face and stick them, or you can break down like that and rip them up as you're carrying them up. Now, they were hard plastic. They've been on the market since 1992. I've never had anybody call me and say, Dave, that didn't do the job for me. And that's a pretty good witness after 32 years of doing this safety deal. But they're made out of hard plastic. Now, we could have got them in metal. The problem is I cover all 48 states in the lower United States. And if they were made out of metal, and a lot of states would classify them as brass knuckles, they'd be illegal. So now so we've been using the plastics all this time and very, very successful. And they're only $10. They come all kinds of colors. I think there's 10 or 12 different colors you can choose from of the cats. The next item I wanted to show you is our little alarm. We just got these in the market. And in fact, I had this one here that was no good until I talked to my daughter. She told me what to do to make it good. There's a little, if you get one of these and they're in the package, there's a little plastic piece on there that you got to take off for them to work. If you don't do that, they're useless. But these are an alarm. Well, you also got a flashlight. You can see where you're going at night. Just hit that little button there and see where you're going. But if you want to get somebody's attention and you just pull the pin, it'll let people know you need help in a hurry. My daughter has every one of her kids with these on their backpacks. If the kids try to grab it, somebody tries to grab them, they pull that off, and it just screams and lets people know that, hey, that kid's got a problem. Something's going on there. So they're very good. They're only $10. The next item I wanted to show you is this is brand new. We only had done a few weeks now. This is what they call the hammer, and if you get stuck in your car where you can't get out, the windows, your power goes out, you can't get the windows down. This here, you can bust your window with it. It's got the point on here that'll break your window. If you got any sharp pieces that you got to go through, just turn it the other way and knock those off and get out of your car. But a lot of times, when you get in a bad wreck like that, sometimes you get hung up and your seatbelt won't release. They got a razor blade right here. You just hook it on your seatbelt, pull it across, it'll cut your seatbelt off of you so you can't get out of the car. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
So they're really a good weapon that I think every car should have one. But if you ever get one, make sure you got it in your console or somewhere close to the driver's seat, not in your glove compartment, because in your glove compartment, you'll never be able to get to it if you need it. Does that make sense? And these are only $20. They're very inexpensive. The next item I want to show you is our chemical sprays. Now, most of you are familiar with pepper spray and mace. These are a lot stronger. They not only have the pepper spray in them, but they have the CS tear gas the military uses, blended with the pepper spray, so they're double nasty. Then they add some industrial solvents to that to make them stronger, and that adds a lot of strength to it. But also, when you don't have to hit them in the eyes for it to work, like mace, this will work from the waist up. It'll go through clothing, it'll go through grease, it'll go through a mask. When it hits the skin, it's going to dissolve some of the microscopic fatty tissue around the nerve endings, leaving some nerves open to the air. If any of you ever had a toothache, that's one nerve exposed to air. If you can actually imagine a couple of toothaches at once, you got a good idea how this feels on the skin. When that burning starts, it sends a signal to your attacker's brain to protect their eyes, and their eyes will generally clamp shut, temporarily blinding your attacker. And when they can't see you, your chance to hurt you has been reduced a little bit anyway. It vaporizes, goes up through the nose and ear canals. It causes nausea, vomiting, a sense of suffocation. But the most important one thing it does is knocks out their equilibrium. Then you spend time on the ground sucking tile, copper, or concrete. You need time to get out there and call the police. It also has an ultraviolet dye in it that gets in the pores of the skin. It marks your attacker, and it aids the police identification. If the police pick your attacker up in 24 to 48 hours after the incident, they can say what they want to, but if the police give them the black lamp, they'll glow for them. They know they got the right guy. So not only is it a great witness or weapon for you, it makes a good permanent witness for you to get these guys off the streets where they belong. Does that make sense? And they're only $20. They come in all kinds of colors over there, as you can see. Then our next item I want to show you is our wristlets. And, oh, wait a minute, I've got two others I want to show you first. Now, these have a range of 10 feet and 15 1-second shots in them. This is our middle-sized unit. It's got 61 second shots and a range of 15 feet, so I could actually get her over there at the door with one of these. And it's got the same formulation with the UV dye and everything in it, so they're very effective. And this sells for $25. The large one, what we call Big Daddy, this is the size the police carry. And this one has a range of 15 feet as well, but it has 120 1-second shots. If you're going camping and things like that, these are great to have with you, or have by your nightstand in the bed if you need it at night. They're good for that. But I've got a lot of them down in the southern states that they like these because they're real good on water moccasins, rattlesnakes, and stuff like that. You can get them away from you in a heartbeat. Just hit, they're gone. They're very effective. And this sells for $30. So the sprays come in a $20 size, $25 size, and a $30 size. The next item I want to show you is our wristlets. And we got 3 different styles. This is one of the styles. And it's got a place to put your hand sanitizer, a place to put your lipstick or chapstick. It's got a bottle opener and a whistle on it, so if you need it. And all of our wristlets come with a cap. Here's my cat. Comes with a cap and a chemical spray, your choice of colors, that goes on the ring with it. That way they're a security wristlet. You got everything you need to protect yourself right on your wrist at any time you need it. Does that make sense? And they're only $50. Now, they come in 3 styles. That's one style. The other style, I like, and everybody seems to like this one, very popular. It comes with all the same doodads on it, wristlet and everything. Comes in different colors, and the big box of them over there. But again, you get a cat and a spray on with it, and it's $50. The one I like the best, and of course I don't know if it's females like it that well, I like the little wallet one, because I've got our business card in the wallet one for you, but you can put your driver's license or your ID card right there. On the back, you got places to put your credit cards or your cash, snap it shut. You got everything with you to go shopping without having to carry a big bulky purse with you. And it comes with the cat and the spray as well, and they're $50. Then we have 2 other items that I love, and I'm very partial to these 2. This is our, okay. This is our small stun gun. And this one here, you turn up 1 notch, you got the flashlight so you can see where you're going. Somebody tries to bother you, you can put them down, keep them down, and get out of there without being a victim. Now, the big question I get with stun guns is this: what happens if they take it away and use it on me? That's a scary thought. So they got a wristband goes around your wrist. If they take it away and use it on you, the pin comes out the bottom, disarms them. They can't use it on you. You got kids at home, you can pull the pin out, and the kids can play with this thing all day long and never hurt themselves. It's impossible to hurt yourself with that pin out. Does that make sense? And these only sell for $40. Then we have our deluxe model, and I love this one. It's got a better flashlight so you can see better. Somebody tries to attack you, you can really put them down, keep them down. It's got the wristlet that pulls the pin out in case somebody takes it away from you. They can't use it on you. But it's got 2 features that the other one doesn't have. The one feature I like is if you don't have the alarm, you can pull this one back all the way to the trigger, and you got your alarm on this one as well. But the thing I like about this one, especially my memory, I'm always trying to figure out what did I do with my phone charger. I can't ever remember where I put it. This here, you just got a little button on the bottom, you push it down, push it forward, plug it in the wall, they charge themselves up. You don't have to worry about it. Does that make sense? These sell for $50, and these come in 1, 2, 5, 7, about seven different colors you can choose from on these here, and these are all the big ones. And these here, the little ones come in blue, black, pink, and purple. So you got them all those colors. Now, my daughter being in the beauty industry, and she knows what it's like to try to fight your way through school, and she went through school as a single parent with 4 kids to raise, so she really had to struggle to get through, but she did it. And you're all, I know at times you're struggling too. So she put a couple specials together. If you buy a wristlet, I don't care which style you pick, the regular one goes on your wrist like this, this style, or the wallet one, any one of the 3 you pick, you get the cat and the spray to go on them, and they're $50 total. Now, if you want a stun gun with that, instead of paying $40 and $50 for the stun guns, you get $15 off on the stun guns, which means you can buy the middle size or the medium, the regular stun guns, the small ones, and they're $25 or $40. You get it for $25, so it's a $75 package with the wristlet. And the big stun guns, it's $85, $10 more. If you want to throw in the window breaker with that, instead of paying $24, so you get it for $15, so it's $100. You get everything you need, and everything we sell is all in one package for you. All right? Now, if you want to come up and look at the items, ask questions, you're more than welcome to. Anything you want to pick up, you can pick it up today and pay for it by credit card, debit card, cash apps, and all the different apps the way that you want to use. And we do take cash itself. But I want to thank you all very much, and I hope you felt the meeting's been worthwhile.
Yeah, thank you.